This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute professional medical advice. Please consult with your doctor or a qualified healthcare specialist before starting any new vitamins or supplements mentioned in this video. Use of this information is at your own risk. You aren't just getting weaker. At 60 plus, your body is actively eating your own leg muscles for survival. It's a silent, slow-motion starvation disguised as normal aging, and it almost put me in a wheelchair. I stopped this hidden killer in exactly 21 days. The solution is shocking because it's probably already in your fridge. You aren't just getting weaker. At this very moment, your body is actively eating your own leg muscles for survival. It is a silent, slow-motion starvation disguised as normal aging, and it is the single most dangerous threat to your life right now. Imagine the scene. You wake up in the middle of the night. You feel groggy. You step out of bed and your knee buckles, just a fraction of an inch. But that is all it takes. The fall happens in slow motion, but the sound of the bone snapping is deafening. That sound marks the end of your life as you know it. Statistics tell us that for someone over 60, a hip fracture is often a death sentence, with 50% of patients never walking independently again. But here is the terrifying truth that no doctor is telling you. Your legs didn't break because you are old. They broke because they were starving. Welcome to EldraFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. If you are refusing to accept weakness as your destiny, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the motivation to keep uncovering these life-saving truths for you. Let's go deeper into this nightmare scenario, not to scare you, but to save you. A 63-year-old man came to me recently, a shadow of his former self. He was barely able to lift a gallon of milk from the refrigerator. His hands shook, not from Parkinson's, but from sheer muscular exhaustion. He looked at me with fear in his eyes and said, "I guess this is just what happens when you get old." He had accepted his sentence. He had accepted that the staircase in his home was now a mountain he could no longer climb. He had accepted that playing with his grandchildren meant watching from a chair, terrified that if he got down on the floor, he would never get back up. But he was wrong. Dead wrong. 2 weeks later, that same man was carrying his grandchildren up those same stairs without breaking a sweat. His secret wasn't a pharmaceutical drug. It wasn't a complex surgery. It was 7 ordinary foods he found at the grocery store for less than $50 a week. What he experienced, and what you are likely experiencing right now, is not the inevitable decline of time. It is a biological crisis called sarcopenia, accelerated by a specific type of malnutrition that modern medicine ignores. We are told to eat light as we age. We are told to fear cholesterol, to fear red meat, to survive on tea and toast. This advice is destroying your musculoskeletal system. When you deny your body the specific fuel it needs, the fuel we will reveal in this series, your body enters a catabolic state. It begins to cannibalize its own muscle tissue to get the amino acids it needs to keep your heart beating and your lungs breathing. You are literally digesting your own legs to stay alive. That is why your thighs are shrinking. That is why your balance is going. It is not because you have celebrated too many birthdays. It is because your muscles are crying out for specific nutrients that you have unknowingly cut out of your diet. This is nutritional starvation disguised as getting old. But the good news is that this process is entirely reversible. You have the power to stop this internal decay, not in years, but in days. The weakness, the frailty, the inability to open a jar or carry your own groceries. These are choices, not destiny. We are about to challenge everything you think you know about aging. We are going to show you exactly how to rebuild your body from the inside out, starting with your legs, the pillars of your independence. Before we reveal the first food that saved this man's life, I want you to pause and reflect on your own journey. I want to hear your voice in the comments below. Which of the following statements do you believe is the true cause of the physical decline we see in seniors? It is the natural, unavoidable result of living a long life, aging. B, it is the result of unknowingly starving our muscles of the right fuel, malnutrition. Please type A or B in the comments right now. Your answer tells us everything about your readiness to change your life. To understand how to save your legs, you must first understand what is happening inside your thighs right now. Your quadriceps, the large muscles at the front of your legs, are the primary anti-gravity muscles of the human body. They are the engines that lift you out of a chair and push you up a flight of stairs. When these engines fail, gravity wins. And when gravity wins, you fall. The first step to reclaiming your power is to reactivate these dormant engines. We call this the activation phase, and it begins with the most misunderstood food in the history of nutrition. The first food that can rapidly restore your strength is one that nature designed specifically to support life in its most vulnerable stages: eggs. Not egg whites, not the sterile processed substitutes in a carton. Whole eggs with the golden yolks intact. For decades, we were told to throw the yolk away. We were told it was a cholesterol bomb that would clog our arteries. That advice was not just wrong, it was dangerous. By discarding the yolk, you are discarding the very blueprint for muscle repair. The yolk is where the magic happens. It contains vitamin D, a nutrient that acts more like a hormone than a vitamin. Vitamin D receptors are scattered throughout your muscle tissue, waiting to be unlocked. Without adequate vitamin D from the yolk, your muscles lose their ability to contract forcefully. Your bones lose their ability to absorb calcium. You become brittle. But the true power of the egg lies in an amino acid called leucine. Think of your muscle cells as a construction site that has shut down. The workers are there, the bricks are there, but the gate is locked. Leucine is the key that unlocks that gate. It flips the genetic switch that tells your body, start building muscle now. Research shows that seniors need significantly more leucine than young people to trigger this process. Eating 3 whole eggs provides the precise amount needed to restart the machinery in your legs. But restarting the engine is not enough if the gears are rusted. This brings us to the second food: wild-caught salmon. If your knees creak when you walk, or if your joints stiffen in the morning, your body is inflamed. Chronic inflammation is the enemy of movement. It eats away at your cartilage and signals your muscles to break down. Wild salmon is the antidote. It is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the most potent natural anti-inflammatory compounds on Earth. These fats do something remarkable for the aging body. They overcome anabolic resistance. As we age, our muscles become deaf to the signals of protein. We eat protein, but our muscles ignore it. Omega-3s restore that hearing. They make your muscle cells sensitive again, allowing them to absorb nutrients and repair themselves. But you must choose wild salmon, as farm varieties often lack this specific nutritional profile. Finally, to give your legs the explosive power to stand up without using your arms, you need the third food: lean beef. This is controversial, but necessary. The weakness you feel when trying to stand quickly is a lack of creatine, a fuel source stored in muscle tissue that depletes rapidly with age. Beef is the best natural source of creatine. It also provides heme iron, which carries oxygen directly to your fatigue-prone leg muscles. When you eat lean, unprocessed beef, you are not clogging your arteries. You are infusing your legs with the raw energy needed to fight gravity. These 3 foods are not just meals. They are the ignition switch for a body that has been turned off for too long. Once you have reignited the engines of your legs with the activation foods, you must ensure that the structure supporting those muscles is unbreakable. You can have the strongest engine in the world, but if the chassis is rusted and brittle, the car will still collapse. For the human body, specifically the aging body, the battle for strength is not just fought in the gym or during the day. It is fought in the quiet hours of the night while you sleep. This is where the nourish phase begins, and it relies on 2 powerhouse foods that work while you dream. The fourth food on our list is full-fat Greek yogurt. Notice that I said full fat. The modern obsession with low-fat dairy is a tragedy for bone health. Your femur, the long bone in your thigh, is the strongest bone in your body, bearing the weight of your entire existence. To keep it dense and resilient, you need calcium, but calcium is useless without a vehicle to transport it. Fat is that vehicle. Without dietary fat, your body cannot effectively absorb vitamin D, and without vitamin D, you cannot absorb calcium. It is a domino effect. By choosing full-fat Greek yogurt, you are ensuring that the structural integrity of your hips and legs is constantly reinforced. Furthermore, this food is rich in probiotics. A healthy gut is the gatekeeper of nutrition. If your digestion is poor, even the best diet is wasted. The beneficial bacteria in yogurt ensure that every gram of protein you eat is actually utilized. This leads us to the fifth food, perhaps the most underrated tool in the anti-aging arsenal: cottage cheese. Many seniors experience muscle cramps or restless legs at night, a sign that their muscles are crying out for repair. But the real danger is a process called nocturnal muscle catabolism. During the 8 hours you are asleep, your body enters a fasting state. If it runs out of amino acids, it will begin to break down your leg muscles to fuel other organs. You wake up literally weaker than when you went to bed. Cottage cheese is the solution because it is rich in casein protein. Unlike other proteins that digest quickly, casein forms a gel in your stomach and releases amino acids slowly, drip by drip, throughout the night. It acts as an IV drip of muscle-building fuel, protecting your hard-earned strength while you sleep. And let us address the fear of sodium. Many seniors avoid cottage cheese because of its salt content. But unless you have a specific medical restriction, sodium is not your enemy. It is an electrolyte essential for muscle contraction. Without it, your signals from brain to leg become weak and static. Cottage cheese provides the perfect balance of slow-release protein and essential electrolytes to keep your legs responsive and ready for the day ahead. By incorporating these dairy sources, you turn your sleep from a period of decay into a period of profound restoration. You have activated the muscle fibers. You have secured the bone structure during the night. Now, we must address the fuel that keeps this system moving without failure. A common mistake among older adults is the fear of carbohydrates. We are told they cause weight gain, so we cut them out. But a car cannot run without gas, and your legs cannot lift you without glycogen. If you starve your body of energy, you will feel heavy, sluggish, and tired before you even reach the top of the stairs. This is where the energy and support phase comes in, providing clean, burning fuel that heals as it energizes. The sixth food is a humble powerhouse: lentils and beans. These are not just poor man's meat. They are the ultimate remedy for the painful cramping and water retention that plagues so many seniors. Have you ever woken up in agony with a knot in your calf? That is often a magnesium deficiency. Lentils are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, a mineral that allows muscle fibers to relax after contraction. Without it, your muscles remain in a state of semi-tension, exhausting you and leading to stiffness. Furthermore, the high fiber content in beans acts as a sponge, soaking up excess inflammatory waste products and helping to regulate fluid balance in your tissues. This reduces the swelling in ankles and feet that makes walking feel like wading through concrete. By eating beans, you are literally lightening the load your legs have to carry. Finally, we come to the seventh food: sweet potatoes. This is your premium fuel source. Unlike refined sugar, which spikes your energy and then crashes it, leaving you weak, the complex carbohydrates in sweet potatoes provide a steady, slow-release burn. This ensures that your leg muscles have a constant supply of glucose during your daily walk or while playing with your grandchildren. But sweet potatoes offer more than just energy. They are packed with potassium, which works in tandem with the sodium from your cottage cheese to create perfect electrical signaling in your nerves. They are also rich in vitamin A and C, powerful antioxidants that protect your muscle tissue from oxidative stress. Think of them as the rust-proofing for your body. When you eat a sweet potato, you are preventing your muscles from being broken down by the very act of using them. These plant-based foods provide the essential support system that allows your protein-rich diet to function at its peak potential. You now hold the blueprint to reconstruct your body from the ground up. This is not a theoretical exercise. This is a practical battle plan for your independence. And the most beautiful part of this strategy is its simplicity. You do not need a cabinet full of expensive supplements or a prescription pad. You simply need to return to the earth. For less than $50 a week, a fraction of the cost of a single physical therapy session or a month of assisted living, you can fuel the machinery that keeps you standing. Imagine your new day. It begins not with toast and tea, but with the golden vitality of 3 whole eggs, waking up your nervous system and igniting protein synthesis before you even walk out the door. Your midday meal becomes a powerhouse of regeneration, perhaps a fillet of wild salmon or a lean cut of beef, paired with the slow-burning energy of a roasted sweet potato. You are no longer just eating to stop hunger. You are eating to build. As the sun sets, you comfort your body with a warm bowl of lentil soup, letting the magnesium soothe your tired muscles and prepare them for rest. And finally, before you close your eyes, a small bowl of Greek yogurt or cottage cheese acts as your overnight guardian, ensuring that while you dream, your legs are becoming stronger, not weaker. This creates a 24-hour cycle of protection. You are constantly feeding the fire. The weakness you felt was never a requirement of aging. It was a signal of starvation. Your body was begging for these materials, and for years, we have unknowingly denied them. But today, that ends. You have the knowledge to reverse the decay. You have the power to choose between a future confined to a chair and a future where you can walk, climb, and live on your own terms. Do not let another meal go by where you starve your potential. The grocery store is open. Your legs are waiting. The only question left is, will you feed them? We have traveled a long way together in this short time. We have moved from the terrifying prospect of a broken hip and a life confined to a bed to a place of empowered action. The journey we have mapped out, from the activation of your nerves with eggs to the nighttime restoration with cottage cheese, is not just about food. It is about dignity. It is about the fundamental human right to move through the world on your own 2 feet, regardless of the year on your birth certificate. The narrative of decline is a story that society has told you for too long. They told you that slowing down is natural. They told you that pain is to be expected. They told you that your best days are behind you. But biology tells a different story. Biology tells us that your muscles, even at 60, 70, or 80, retain the miraculous capacity for rebirth. They are not dead. They are dormant. They are waiting for the signal to grow again. Every time you lift a fork loaded with the right nutrients, you are sending that signal. You are rewriting your genetic destiny one bite at a time. Think about what this strength means. It isn't about becoming a bodybuilder or running a marathon. It is about the quiet victories. It is the victory of walking to the park to see the autumn leaves without needing to sit down every 10 minutes. It is the victory of standing in the kitchen to cook a holiday meal for your family without your back giving out. It is the victory of looking at a flight of stairs not with fear, but with confidence. These are the moments that make life worth living, and they are purchased with the currency of nutrition. You now possess the knowledge that very few people have. Most will continue to starve their bodies, unknowingly accepting weakness as their fate. But you are different. You have seen the blueprint. The only variable left is your will to act. Do not let this just be another video you watched. Let this be the turning point where you decided that you would not go gently into the night. Your body is forgiving, and it is resilient. Give it the fuel it craves, and it will carry you further than you ever imagined possible. The deep lesson. The most profound takeaway is that biology does not expire. It only reacts. We often confuse aging, the passage of time, with decay, the lack of maintenance. Your body is a reactive machine. If you stop giving it the raw materials to build muscle, leucine, protein, omega-3s, it will stop building muscle. This isn't a betrayal. It's a survival mechanism. The lesson is that you are not a victim of your age. You are the architect of your biology. You have more control than you think. How to apply this today? Do not try to change your entire diet overnight. That is a recipe for failure. Instead, use the one swap rule. Tomorrow morning, instead of toast or cereal, swap it for eggs. Just change that one meal. Next week, swap your usual afternoon snack for Greek yogurt. The week after, swap one processed meat dinner for wild salmon or beans. By slowly crowding out the empty foods with these nutrient-dense options, you will feel the difference in your energy levels before you even realize you've changed your diet. Consistency beats intensity every time. Now, I have a very simple question for you, and I would love to read your thoughts in the comments below. It helps us all learn from each other. Out of the 7 foods we discussed today, eggs, salmon, beef, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, sweet potatoes, which one is currently missing from your diet that you are going to add to your grocery list this week? Please type your answer in the comments. It's a small commitment that sets everything in motion. And finally, if you found value in this video, please click the subscribe button and join our EldraFit nutrition community. Your subscription tells us that this information matters to you, and it gives us the motivation to keep researching and producing videos that help you live a stronger, freer life. Thank you for watching, and here is to your strength.